give a couple minutes speech. If they don't mind, if we could please have Bill Schutte Jr. come up. He's representing his father and good friend of mine. I really appreciate him. I'm glad that he's there. And I know he's going to take us all the way for the win in November. Bill, come on up.
You guys are very lucky here in Wayne County because you've had Laura Cox representing you as the state representative, and now she's going to be a great state senator. Let's give it up for Laura Cox. When I go to these events, the first thing I hear is, you look a little bit young to be running for governor, or you look much older on television. And I hate to break it to you, while my name is Bill Schutte, I am his son. Not the candidate for governor, but we're a simple family. We like to keep things, pretty easy. So mom can say, hey, Bill, it's time for dinner, and we both come. It works out pretty easily. But I have a message that Dad wants me to convey to you guys tonight. The first is thank you. Thank you for being here. It is so exciting. I hear all this talk about a blue wave, but I see rooms packed here in Wayne County or across the state of Republican activists who are willing to sacrifice a Michigan summer weekend to go get involved in party politics. I tell you what, that is how we're going to stop the Democrats in November, is because of the passionate activists like you. So get yourselves a round of applause. Secondly, thank you. We had a great victory on Tuesday, and we're moving forward because the Democrats, they want to take us backwards. We saw what happened under Jennifer Granholm, and if you thought she was bad, just wait for 2.0. The sequel with Whitmer would be even worse. So we cannot lose another decade. We need to go forward and not backwards. And how we're going to go forwards is with a Republican ticket. And, it was pretty incredible. I was in the room on Tuesday evening after we won, and Dad's phone's ringing, and it's from the president. And it was a surreal experience to watch my dad and the president talk for about 15 minutes on the phone from everything under the sun. And I tell you what, when Bill Schutte is in the governor's residence in Lansing, you are going to have a governor and a president that work very well together to put more money in your paycheck. So that is fantastic, and that's what we're going to have in Lansing. How we're going to do that is with the paycheck agenda. That means cutting that Granholm tax increase. That means cutting your auto insurance rates and improving our education by boosting those third grade reading scores and prioritizing our budget so we fix the roads. And what we need to do in the end of November is we had our primary, we have our conventions, we take our 90-second nap, and then we've got our sprint to the finish. And it means from the top of the ticket down to our state house races and our county courthouse races. We're going to win, and we're going to win big, but we need your help, we need your energy. Thank you for being here, and let's go win in November, everybody.
Disappointing. I thought he was going to mention the phone call I had with him. I'm much more important. All right, next up we have Senator Tanya Schumacher, who is running for the Attorney General spot. Tanya?
Thank you. I had the opportunity to serve with your wonderful chair, and he does great work for you. And thank you all for being here. I also have the pleasure to serve with your Representative Noble and Representative Cox, and then also Senator Colbeck. They all do a wonderful job for you. I'm running for Attorney General, and I am the best candidate to go out and take out Dana Nessel. She is a far leftist who has an agenda from the far left, and I am the best candidate. I am pro-life, have a proven pro-life record for 14 years. I will represent the conservative rule of law, your basic freedoms, and that's very important. Second of all, I've been an attorney for 24 years, over a decade in the private sector, signing both sides of the paycheck. That's an important perspective to have when it comes to representing you and your freedoms at the Attorney General's office. And I also then have had the privilege of serving for 14 years, understand what it's like of being in the minority and what there is to risk at losing this next election. And that will make me a fighter to go out and fight the Democrats. And I also have represented areas that have voted for Barack Obama not once but twice. That means I'm the most electable in this race because I have won in very swing areas, and it's important to have a candidate that can go out and message. I have the proven record. I am a proven winner when it comes to winning elections. I'm the best choice for Attorney General at the convention. So if you are a delegate, please vote for Tanya Shoemaker. I will represent you well, and thank you, and God bless you all.
All right, thank you, Tanya. You notice those 2 minutes are, I forgot, those are elected official 2 minutes. So next up, we have the Speaker of the House, Tom Leonard. Tom?
Well, thank you all so much for being here tonight. It has been such an incredible honor and blessing to serve all of you as Speaker of the House. Truly something I thank the Lord for day in and day out. Because of the great people I get to serve with, Jeff, Noble, Laura Cox, 2 of them that are in the room tonight. I am so proud to have their support to be the state's next Attorney General. And what I wanted to come and talk to all of you about is how I believe we've got the best campaign and we are best situated to take on Dana Nessel in the fall. When you look at our values, 100% pro-life. I'm the one candidate that has opposed Common Core from day one. I'm the one candidate that supports civil asset forfeiture reform. I believe if the government's going to take your property, we ought to require a conviction for them to do so. When you look at the experience, I'm the one prosecutor, the one former prosecutor that's running in this race. I was a prosecutor in Genesee County assigned to the city of Flint, the undercover drug unit. There were times when I wasn't in the courtroom putting bad guys away. I was actually out on the streets with the officers. I'd put on a bulletproof vest, a hoodie sweatshirt, some baggy jeans, because I wanted those officers to know that if they were going to have my back in the courtroom, I was going to have their backs out on the streets of Flint. From there, I went on to work for the Attorney General's office, and when I'm elected the state's next Attorney General, it's going to be the first time in the history of our state we've elected an Attorney General that's actually got experience in that office. Last, I will say this. Who in the world is sick and tired of the negativity this election cycle in seeing Republicans eat away at other Republicans? Raise your hand if you're sick and tired of that. Amen. Our campaign right now has over $900,000 cash on hand with zero debt. Unfortunately, the other Republican running in this office right now, when you subtract the debt, only has $150,000 cash on hand. We will be ready to take it to Dana Nessel in the fall. Why are we ready? Why do we have that much money cash on hand? Because we have not spent one dime tearing apart another Republican. And we will not do that because we are going to use every ounce of those resources taking on and defeating Dana Nessel in the fall. Tom Leonard, I would be honored to earn your support. I will leave you with these 8 words. The election belongs to those who show up. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Is anybody here for Lena Epstein yet? She's supposed to be coming, so we'll move on. We're going to move on to our folks that are elected right now, and to the great person, the 20th District, Jeff Noble.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. I'm not going to take hardly any time. Yeah, right. I have enjoyed serving as your state rep for the 20th District. Many of you were instrumental in getting us elected the first time. I'm here to tell you that I'm at the top of the list, of the hit list for the Democrats. They hate the idea that there's a conservative, Christian, constitutional guy in this office. They're putting a lot of money, throwing a lot of things at me. By the way, it's not necessarily in that order, just so you all know. But they're throwing a lot of money at this campaign. I'm going to need your help, your support. If you make phone calls, whatever you can do, I would really appreciate it. I would like to continue to serve you as the representative of the 20th District. Been with Knock and Door since April. I think collectively, Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, our team collectively has probably hit about 25,000 doors so far. And we still got plenty more to go. So if you'd like to walk, if you'd like to put out signs, if you'd like to do anything, you can go to jeffnoble.com and there's a take action thing right there. You can do whatever you want to do, but I really would appreciate your help once again getting us reelected here in November. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a great convention.
Next up is the great state representative for the 19th district, running for the 7th Senate district, Laura Cox. Isn't this exciting? Mike's here. Everybody.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be short because it's hard to follow. Because people that are kind of the same, like me, we all think alike. I do want to thank all of you for coming here today. You don't know how important this is. You really, you are the grassroots. You are the people that get people out to the polls, that get people to talk about who they're going to vote for, to think about the bad choices that they've been made if they are not on that Republican side. So I just want to thank you for all the support you've given us before. Jeff and I, Darian and I, we have been partnering and knocking, like he said, 25,000 doors. That is a lot of walking. My tennis shoes are flat. I got a new pair. We're ready to go in the fall. We're knocking tomorrow.
Amen.
So, yep. And you know, it's teamwork. You are the team for us, and we really need your support. The primary numbers, I didn't like them. We did okay, but you know, we really need to get people motivated to get to the polls. So thank you so much for all your support. Get out the vote and have a great convention. Thank you so much.
Who says there's no benefits being the chair, right? All right, we have the next state rep from the 21st district, Darian Moore. Please come up.
Jeff already basically stole my thunder, but what I call our Western Wayne region, we have Laura in Senate 7, we have Brian Lee in 19, we've got Mr. Noble here in 20, myself running for the House 21, which is Canton, Denver, and Belleville. So a little bit about myself. Been involved with the party, I sat where you sat for many years. I served on actually the Bush Cheney National Steering Team after members for Bush about a decade ago, Lynn Swan, J.C. Watson, a bunch of folks. So I've been involved in the party for many years, a lot of familiar faces. Back when we had the Wayne 13th and so forth. Decided to throw my hat in the ring to challenge, try to flip Canton back to where it should be, back in the Republican column, but we really need your help, need your support. You know, I don't want to chastise anybody, but yes, we can come here and we can vote, we can use some delegates, but there are other roles that we need for you all to play in helping us get elected. I mean, we're out there, you know, Laura and myself and Jeff and Brian, we're knocking a lot of doors, making a lot of phone calls, but we need your help. We really need your help. So I would implore you to get involved in any of our campaigns. You know, we welcome that, but so I just wanted to say that. If you have any questions, give us a call. I don't know if you're going to have Mr. Rowan up here or not, but I want to mention Joe Rowan, also Commissioner. He's been working with us also a lot. So appreciate all your help. Okay?
Well, since you already mentioned it, Joe, you're more than welcome to come up. If you want to say a couple words. Thank you. Joe Rowan.
I'll keep it real brief, I promise on this one. Thanks, Darian, for remembering me. A lot of times people forget what goes on in county government. There's two of us down there that are on the Republican side. They're Terry Marek and myself. Unfortunately, Terry couldn't be here tonight. But one thing that people always say is, you know what, when you go back and you talk to other Republicans, remember there's 13 Democrats down there. If we want anything done at all in Wayne County, we have to have a motion and we have to have support. And it takes two of us. And we're teetering right now with Canton, and I'm glad Darian got to point that out, that we need Canton to come back to where it actually is supposed to be. And that's Republican. It's been Republican for a long time, and with Darian's help, Laura's help, and Brian's help, the whole team, all the way down to the state, from from the state down to the county level and the local level. We need all of you to come out and actually support Republicans, tell people to come out and vote. We need a turnout. We need Bill Schuette's help to bring out all the Republicans. So I just thank you and have a great convention.
Thank you, Joe. You're a true trooper. You and Terry down there in Wayne County fighting all those lovely people down there in Wayne County that spend their money so wisely. Now I would like to actually take time. I know there's other couple people that are running for office. If you could at this time, Paul, if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure. Hey everybody, John Cahala, I'm running
Or John.
Wayne County Circuit Court Judge. It's a nonpartisan section, so if you're just voting straight ticket Republican, you won't be voting for me, but it's important that you know who you're voting for. And when it comes to judge, there's 3 open seats on the court. This year, there's 6 of us running, and it's important that you know who you're voting for when you vote for judge, and vote all the way through the ballot. Flip over the page, vote all the way down. John Cahalan, Wayne County Circuit Court. 3rd Circuit Court is how it will show up on the ballot. John Cahalan, 3rd Circuit Court. Thank you so much. Great to be here tonight.
Sorry about that, Paul, John, Paul, whatever your name was. Sorry. Is there anybody else in the audience that's running for office that want to say a quick 2 words? If not, I want to recognize our Judge Don Mapp as well as in the audience. Our former Attorney General Mike Cox is also back in there somewhere too, so I want to welcome him as well. At this time, I'm going to ask Ken Craig to come up. He's got a couple letters to read from candidates that could not be here. So, Ken.
I turned 50. I need these things now. I've a good friend of mine, Tammy Carlone, is running for school board. There's 3 people running for 2 open seats, so I hope that you would support her. Tammy Carlone has been endorsed by current board members Tom McMillan and Nikki Snyder. She asked me to read this to you. I'm trying to get through in less than 5 minutes here. Hello, fellow delegates. I'm an Oakland County Republican Party Executive Committee. She's currently doing exactly what we're doing in the Oakland County portion of the 11th Congressional District. So I am working hard convention tonight. Sorry I could not be here with you. My message is an important one. I am the only candidate running for State of Michigan Board of Education that is talking about critical things wrong in education. Things like improving Michigan's dismal academic results, getting our state on a Common Core, which has been very important here, which has been a big failure, stopping the teach to the test mentality that is stifling the love of learning and innovation, stopping the indoctrination of our taxpayer-funded schools, and making sure there is accountability structure in place that will hold our education policy decision makers accountable for our schools' futures. I have 2 more. She knows of 2 other people that she wants to get to run. There's the next election. There'll be 2 Democrats, and hopefully she can get those Democrat seats also flipped to Republicans so that we can have a majority. She says, "Why would I want to run for an unpaid seat on the Board of Education with an 8-year term? I couldn't have said it better than the Wall Street Journal. Few state school systems report worse achievement metrics than Michigan. There are over 1.5 million students in Michigan schools, and we are failing them. Our schools are not only doing poorly in teaching academics and work ethic to many students, but our children are also being indoctrinated into leftist thinking. They are coming out of our schools thinking socialism is good and that America is bad. Many Michigan schools no longer teach American exceptionalism and our founding principles. Our national identity, citizenship, and traditional values are being lost. This will have a negative impact on each child's quality of life and earning potential. This will also have a negative impact on our economy, our state, and our country. Michigan is the only state with the bottom ranking of needs intervention for special education. This currently affects about 200,000 of our children. Michigan's national test proficiency is 28% for 8th graders in math and 4th grade and English. These numbers are staggering. Our high school graduation rate is the 11th lowest in the nation. yet we spend an average of $12,765 per pupil, the 21st highest, and our cost of living is the 22nd lowest in the nation. We must use proven effective educational methods, not the latest fads and money-making schemes like Common Core. Since Common Core, our own state tests third grade reading proficiency has gone from 75% to 45%. If you can't read, it's hard to learn. If you can't learn, it's hard to earn. Reading, using phonics and quality instructors must be a priority in our schools for every child and every grade until all children meet their reading potential. Tammy Carlone says, I am a CPA, business owner, process improvement expert, and I have a degree in business administration from the University of Michigan. I have helped to make large organizations more efficient and effective and have saved them millions. This is something the State Board of Education needs. We are spending plenty of money, just not wisely. I am a national, state, and local education advocate for 18 years. I have educated people from all ages and income and ability levels. My two children are currently students at the University of Michigan. My son is finishing his master's in biochemical engineering, and my daughter is in the third year of honors college studying neuroscience. I know what it takes to get there. Even from living in poverty in Flint, I have edited and endorsed and related Dr. Storsky's book, Changing the Course of Failure, How Schools and Parents Can Help Low-Achieving Students. I am fighting for the heart and soul of our nation. Please review my extensive platform, list of qualifications, and a list of endorsements on my site, tammycologne.com. So that'll be for anybody who's elected to be a state delegate to go to the state party. That's one of the things that will be to the... Anyways, that's one of the things we'll be voting on next Saturday at the state convention. You want to read something? Mary Trevor Lane. This one's a lot quicker. Good evening, fellow Republicans. My name is Mary Tritter Lane. I am running hard for your next Secretary of State. I want to thank you very much for coming out tonight for your county convention. This is a very significant part in the role of a Republican precinct delegate here in Michigan. I have traveled the state campaigning on my platform of security, optimization, and stability. Security. My plan of one citizen, one vote will protect the integrity of our vote. I have over 15 years of experience in cybersecurity, and I have the modern day set of skills for today's Secretary of State office. Your personal information will be safe under my watch. Optimization. Providing optimal customer service by utilizing modern technology. My plan to respect your time in line will best serve you as your customer at the branch offices here in Michigan. Stability. We have been very fortunate to have had 3 wonderful and successful Secretaries of State in the past 24 years. I am proud to have received the endorsements of Candace Miller and Terry Lynn Land. I look forward to continuing the great work of our current Secretary of State, Ruth Johnson. To those delegates and alternates selected to attend the state convention, I humbly ask for your support and vote to be a Republican nominee for Secretary of State. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
I think they're still checking in some people up there. That's why as soon as we get everybody checked in and all that stuff, then we'll get to the agenda. Real quick, I want to also say that a lot of the council members in the city of Livonia, the mayor of the city of Livonia, Brian Meekin, who's running for the state rep seat, being vacated now by Laura Cox, they're on a trip up to Traverse City for the MMRA, so they are not able to be here tonight, so they all wish success at this convention and stuff. So, James, when they're done, if you can at least signal me so we can set the agenda. I'm going to read one more boring letter. This is from the Wayne County Republican Committee. It says, Dear fellow Republicans, the Wayne County Republican Committee is the roundtable for the Wayne County portions of the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th Congressional District Republicans. This high-powered group of hard-working Republicans and the place to find out what's happening in Wayne County. We try to give our members the opportunity to meet local and statewide Republican candidates and officials. and keep up local and state policies. We donate money to local candidates, help out local victory centers, and more. Our Wayne County endorsement cards have a 100% success rate on getting the judges we endorse elected. The Wayne County Republican Committee is planning to host a campaign academy for 2019 with Republicans from all districts in the Wayne County will be invited. Many of our current and former members have become judges and elected or appointed officials. Wayne County Republican Committee generally meets the fourth Monday of the month. It is a great place where those who are new to politics come together with old timers. I don't know what you mean by old timers. All right. We both have political and social meetings as well as fundraisers, such as the Eisenhower Dinner and the Salute to Justice. This year, National Committee Woman Rana Rani was our guest speaker for our Eisenhower Dinner. We are looking for a few good people to become or return as members to the Wayne County Republican Committee. We need 9 members and at least 2 official proxies from each district. The proxies move into the voting position when the members can't attend, and they get appointed to the committee when there's a vacancy. I would like a variety of members of all ages, races, and types of Republicans from each district. There are a few responsibilities, however. First, we need a quorum to accomplish much of what we do. So our members should be able to attend at least 7 out of 9 meetings or events we host each year. Usually 5 or 6 meetings or 3 or 4 events annually, including the post-holiday party, summer picnic, and other meetings and events. Second, we want to activate Republicans. Whether you are active through volunteering or making contributions, a knowledgeable old-timer or wide-eyed, hard-working newcomer with a passion for the Republican politics, we have a place for you. If you are selected by your district to be a member or proxy, please complete the information needed. I have a form here, which we do have members. If our members are gone, we will select new ones. And it's signed sincerely, Cheryl Castellano. So, in other words, if you're interested in going to be a Wayne County committee, let me or the new chair of the Wayne 11 know if there's any vacancies. And
I just wanted to make a quick announcement, being that we're still waiting for everybody to get in. I know we've talked about it before, the Wayne 11s is trying to put on a picnic. I'd like everybody to keep an eye out on Facebook page for Wayne 11 Congressional District for a date and a time. I know it's election season and it's hard to put on an event while you're working hard to try to get people elected. So if we did do an event, it would probably be in the evening on a Saturday, so when people come after knocking doors, we're going to make a party here of door knockers, and we're going to knock doors. Or it'll be a weekday in the evening. But if you just keep an eye out on the Wayne 11 Congressional District Facebook page, if you're on the email list, we'll try to do that too. But it'll be something simple, but we're just trying to put together for you. Thanks.
Thank you, Ken. We have about 5 more minutes, so I'm just going to go to the temporary portion of it. I know before we get to the permanent one, naming the permanent chair and all that stuff, I want to stop and make sure that everyone is in the room. So don't go crazy on us and all that stuff. So as the temporary chair, I have to appoint a temporary secretary, and I have Julie as that. So I don't think there's any problem with Julie. Temporary parliamentarian, I want Bob, if you don't mind. Temporary sergeant of arms would be Steve Kolhoff and Bill McAvoy. Bill's tough. Temporary tellers, it's going to be for Livonia, Kim Hooper, Penny Kreider, Lucy Neville. Northville, I think I have Roger. Canton, I have Sharon. Kazab? Kazoo? She's around. Koza, okay, sorry. And then Plymouth, Jim. So those would be the temporary people. And the temporary tellers at this convention, so I'm going to stop at this point. and say a couple words. I think it's been an interesting time on Wayne 11, to say this least. I thought I could get two groups together and hopefully merge them together, work together, be together. I have failed. Our committee, unfortunately, is not together. We are probably further apart than we were when we first started. I cannot stress enough that we need to put our petty differences aside.
Here, here.
We all look at I think it was Pastor Noble said that we need to get behind people. We need to get behind folks and stuff, put our petty differences aside. God bless you, we need that. Everybody's nodding their head. Everybody nodded their head about one Republican damning another Republican. Everybody's like, you gotta stop doing that. If we don't, I was a state representative in the Granholm era. It was not a fun time, not only being a state representative, but being a businessman that almost lost my business in her era, and her tax reform, and all her spending and how she led this state. Gretchen Whitner was a colleague of mine. I know what she can and can't do. She is not just like Jennifer Granholm, she is worse. She has been at this state level elected for 14 years. 6 as a state rep, 8 as a state senator. And she wants to lead us. You have an attorney general that went on off the record to say if you have a, excuse ears please, a penis, I don't want you voting for me. We have Jocelyn Benson as the Secretary of State. If that's who you want to lead this state for the next 4 to 8 years, please continue to fight against each other, because we will lose. We will get our rear ends handed to us. If anybody looked at the polls and the numbers and the voters that came out, the Democrats came out more. It's the first time in the city of Livonia that the Republicans got outvoted by Democrats. Are you kidding me? But please let me finish, if you don't mind. I appreciate everyone that's here. I know we're all hardworking. I know we all care. But it's at the point that you're losing people. We are losing people. I have a committee that now I am resigning as of the end of this month, like I said at our committee meeting, I think a month and a half ago. My last day will be August 26th. And it's because of all the infighting that we've had. It's not worth it, people. I consider myself a conservative. I was a state rep for 6 years and had the 5th most conservative voting record in Lansing. And the names that I have been called as a rhino, non-conservative, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't care, I'm stupid. And this is coming from like Republicans supposed to be. I'm almost thinking that they're not Republicans, I think they're libertarians. And if you're libertarians, God bless you. There is a libertarian party. Please, don't take the party that I so love, that's near and dear to my heart. This committee and some of the people on it, I appreciate what they've gone through, what they've sat through, what we have accomplished. But there are some on there that have really made it so I don't care about Republican politics. not only am I a former elected official, not only do I donate to a lot of these candidates, not only do I put signs up and put locations and go door to door, make phone calls, and do fundraisers for you folks. Me. I have been brought down that I don't care anymore. And that's sad. Tonight, through some emails, through some people that have been told that they are going to vote to have someone else run this convention. Not me. Well, let me tell you something, that Ken Prater was actually supposed to run this convention. And therefore, I guess they don't know if they were thinking that they're going to vote me out, but in fact, they really vote Ken out. But, in the words of trying to get along, I can't stress it enough. I will not run. I will step aside so that there is no fighting. There's no yelling, screaming that we've had the last couple of conventions. You know, folks, it's not worth it. We're beating each other up. We have to stop. The Democrats are going to win. Get that through their heads and start getting these Republicans. Remember, you're not going to agree to everything that Jeff Noble votes on, Laura Cox, Brian Meakin, anybody. Heck, half the times I don't agree with my wife. I'm not sure about that, but this world is about compromise. But you don't have to compromise your values. But you know what? We're eating our own. The Democrats will win if we don't get out here. Julia, are you ready?
I am.
So we do have everybody checked in. I am now going to step aside because I think, Dennis, you have some motions to put a permanent chair in. So have at it. Thank you.
Just so everyone knows, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Barely.
Barely? Okay. There are 139 precinct delegates present this evening, and of the 139, 120 people wish to go to the state convention next week. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. One other thing, I do have a list of people that if we, at the end of the convention, we're supposed to select people that are like Republicans and all that stuff. So I'll leave a list for the chair so that they can consider them at the end of the convention. And Julie did get all the people that did email myself or any of the other board members so that they should be part of the delegation program.
Could we announce to the public how many seats are, you said there was, how many are available, how many people said they expressed how many people expressed that they would want to go?
120, which includes the numbers of the people who have emailed us saying they can't be here, but they wish to go.
And then what's the total that we...
There's a total of 120 delegates and alternates, so hopefully we don't get too much fighting.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I guess there should be, since I am the temporary chair, I guess we need a nomination to appoint a permanent chair.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes?
The party rules call for the reading of
Oh,
the
yes, I'm
convention.
sorry, you're right.
I would move that we dispense with the reading of the call for the convention.
Motion second. Thank you for that catch. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Julie was opposed because she wanted to read it, so.
So I could project my voice.
Thank you so much for that catch. Moving on, we have the temporary people. Now we've got to move into set the permanent chair of the convention, the chairman. Any motions?
Motion to, Mr. Chairman, motion to nominate Matt Wilk. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Anyone else?
Second.
Second? All right, we already have a second. All right, we close the nominations. Anybody have any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Welcome, Matt Wilk. Good luck.
I told you he was here.
Thank you, everybody. I'll have to use my inside teacher voice because we don't have any sound. I would like to personally thank John Pastor for his hard work in the Wayne 11th, bringing us out to events. Bringing us together for one purpose over the next 3 months. I want to point out to everyone one piece of bad news. The definitive system for looking at House races is the Cook Political Report. The Cook Political Report rates the Michigan 11th as lean Democrat. They are counting everybody here out. They are counting out the energy in this room. John is exactly right. If our boat is going to go in one direction, we all have to row the same way. And you have a great opportunity here. If your candidate, if you have a different candidate flavor, you can pick one. Every candidate running in our area needs your assistance. So I'm going to ask before I start this, when everyone goes home, I want you to pick one candidate running for a statewide office to volunteer for their campaign. I don't care if it's Bill Schuette or John James or Jeff Noble or Darian or Laura or anybody. I want everyone to volunteer because without that energy, John is right, we will be unsuccessful.
Yes.
Woo. Yes. Thank you. Joe Barone is volunteering for Joe Barone. That's great.
Bold move. Joe Barone, just so you know, he didn't stand in the third person. Sorry, Joe, I'll save you from me.
All right, great. Let's before we get on to the formalities here, we need to take a motion to handle Rule 3 of our state party rules, which only allow for one of two elections for the permanent chair, and that is either to do it by roll call vote, which we don't want to sit through, or secret ballot, which I don't think we want to sit through either. So if we can have a motion to waive Rule 3 for the purpose
I
of...
make a motion that we waive rule number 3.
Second.
Motion, support?
Point of order.
What's it?
Can we change state party rules? I don't think we can.
We'll have to look into that. All right, let's look into it. Let's have the motion. All those in favor? Aye. Their objections noted, though. We'll look into that. All right, let's talk about how this is going to work. As you know, as you know from your call to veterans, we are using the apportionment method. Each of our 4 regions, Livonia, Plymouth, City and Township, Northfield City and Township, and Canton, will all select their own small group of people. And then in order to do that, we need to, we're going to divide it into sections, and we're going to do our election. Sounds like in the numbers that Julie passed out that we are going to have just about an equal number of people that want to go and can go, and we'll be able to do it without too much acrimony, I hope. Again, let's all row the boat in the same direction. The next step, we need to do an election of a permanent convention secretary. Do we have a nomination for the permanent convention secretary?
Julie McAvoy.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. At this point, the permanent chair will appoint temporary sub-caucus chairs. And I want to talk about how I want to do this. Make sure we do it in the most transparent, fair way so that nobody feels like they've been cut out of the process. There is another county that is north of us where, for better or for worse, people feel like they're being cut out of the process. That may be true, that may not be true, but that's how they feel. My goal tonight is to not have anyone feel like that. So what I would like to do is, the first step would be to appoint temporary sub-chairs. Understand that in each of your regions, your first order of business is to appoint a permanent sub-caucus chair. So these people are just temporary. Oh, hi.
Well, everybody.
We'll recess the meeting to hear from our 11th district candidate.
How's everybody Congress in Michigan's 11th Congressional District. It's so great to be with you tonight. I just came from Oakland County, and I have to ask one question of this group. Are you ready to come together for the midterm fight of our lives in Michigan's 11th Congressional District? It will be an all-hands-on-deck effort. There was one statistic that came out, I'm going to be very brief. There was one statistic that came out of August 7th that I'm sharing with all my friends, all my family, and all future constituents. We had record turnout as Republicans in the 11th District, but more Democrats came out than Republicans. And we have 82 days, let me tell you, as a woman that knocked on thousands of doors in this district, the Democrats are coming for us. Does anybody else feel that besides me? Yeah. And we cannot rest on our laurels. We cannot rest on our laurels. With 82 days, I am going to ask all of you to join forces, join hands. Let's do it again. I'm Lena Epstein. God bless all of you. It will be a great honor to be your nominee, and I look forward to serving you. Thank you.
She's exactly right. She's exactly right. Before the election was called for her and her opponent, they rated the opponent as being successful. They didn't know who it was going to be, but they thought that Democrat was going to win. Okay, let's move on to as we're talking about the appointment of sub-caucus chairs. That's our next order of business. As the chair, I'm allowed to appoint only temporary people. You all have the right to vote in your sub-caucuses for a permanent chair. So this is just a temporary person. For Northville, I'd like to appoint Ed McCall. Where you at? For Livonia, it'll be Ken Kreider. For Canton, it'll be Steve Orsini. And for Plymouth, it's Chuck Kermy. Okay? So that we will note that for the record. Do I have a volunteer to administer the oath of office to me and to Julie? I have a volunteer to do that.
Judge Knapp.
Judge Knapp, where are you, Judge? I can't see it. Come on down. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Do both at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of
the
the United States,
Constitution of the State of
the
Michigan,
Constitution of the State of Michigan,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of chair or
will faithfully discharge the duties of the chair
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. Most of the remainder of the convention is set by state party rules. However, I'm going to ask these to be passed around. I printed off a copy of a proposed set of rules for the convention. It is double-sided. If you pass a few down to everybody, pass them around. There's one rule that we need to talk about that we wanted to make things easier for everybody. And it has to do with the delegates. As everyone knows, this is an apportionment system. Okay, this is not done as an at-large body. Each city gets its own set.
Livonia is 23, Canton is 18, Plymouth is 10, and Northville is 9. You get an equal number of alternates, okay? But here's the tricky part for us in the Wayne 11th under the apportionment method. You have to, when you submit them to the state, you have to submit the alternates in order, 1 through 60. So there are several methods to do that.
Do you want to sit down?
The method that these rules propose is, for example, one way could be one person from each slot moving on, and then what would happen is the people from Livonia would be the last of the delegates. I don't think that's particularly fair. So what we do is we blend it mathematically so that the alternates come sort of in a more fair order. Okay? What this does for us, the benefit of this is that when you are picked as the 5th alternate from Livonia, you know where you fit in the system. How likely it is you're going to be called up at state convention. Okay? So the rule number 10 talks about that. Turn on the back, rule number 10. We're going to take the inverse rank of your individual caucus. So if you're in Livonia and your Livonia subcaucus says this person is alternate 1, they're going to give the number of 23 because there are 23 total. Take that divided by the total number, you get a fraction. The higher the fraction, the higher you are on the list. So as an example, Northville's 2nd candidate comes out before Canton's 3rd or Livonia's 3rd because Northville has fewer people, right? So that makes it a much fairer way, and you can slot it, and you can figure out you can figure it out without having to wait for everything or wait for some tabulation. They're just going to be slotted right in.
Point of information?
Yes, what?
Has this methodology had been used before, is that correct?
I'm unaware of it being used at another convention, but it's been used on other sorting devices like this, yes.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions or points of information that they need? Shannon?
Yeah. Just that I don't know if you talked about the way we normally do it, if you could brief that and tell us the other sorting methods that it's been used so people feel a little bit more comfortable.
Well, the other sorting method...
Or examples of times it's been used, right? We haven't used it in a county convention.
Right.
I've been coming to these for a long time, so...
Okay, why don't you... if I had come to previous county conventions and I had that information, I'd be happy to share it with you. But, well, go ahead. Dennis might have that information.
Sure. I think I can answer that. There's been press conventions used. There was a sort of fixed formula of various series that would be like 3 from Livonia, 2 from Canton, 1 from Plymouth, 1 from Northville, and then there's the reverse. So it was essentially a fixed formula. No matter what the results were, Livonia could always get the first 2, da-da-da-da-da. This is a more mathematical system in which it's a straight percentage down the row, all except for the top 4, because they give an equal chance to people from the top alternate in any city is going to get an equal chance at a random drawing to be the first alternate in the entire 60 ranked order from this event.
That's why I appreciate you living in Livonia and how that would benefit Livonia. What we've really done, and I believe state party, Matt, you're the chair, you can look at state party rules. I believe, and this is the way we've done it previously, is you have each caucus, you have alternate 1 through whatever.
Right.
Right? So you start with everybody's 1, everybody's 2, everybody's 3, everybody's 4.
State party rules do not mandate such a division, and what that would mean is that Northville's 9 from Northville, any position would favor the Northville alternates. I'd be, if I were thinking of my own best interest, I would do that, but that would mean that the last 5 would all be from Livonia. The last 8 before that would be alternating between Livonia and Canton.
Right, and again, I go back to, and I'm not saying I'm opposed to this, I'm saying that that's traditionally how we've done it, and this is the first time we've first time it's been proposed to do a division. You mentioned that we've done division in caucuses before, but there's been other instances where division's been done. Going back to my previous question, can you provide some examples where division's been done, to select alternates or select something? I'm not looking for Dennis, it's your proposed rule, not Dennis' proposal.
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. Are you arguing with the mathematics, or are you trying to say that the way we've done it in the past is the way we should do it in the future?
By the way, I'm not arguing that the way we've done it in the past is the way we should do it in the future. I'm saying that's the way we've done it in the future. The example we were given is not accurate with that. You said that there's examples. I'm asking for examples of division. It's a simple question.
Yeah, you're asking for examples of what happened in the past.
No, you be more clear. You said there's not examples of the past. You said there was examples of other instances where they've used division.
No, not
I'm asking for examples of those instances where people have used division.
I think we're ready to call the question. Point of order. Yeah,
Why don't you answer his question instead of going around it? Who's used this method before? Has anyone at any level used your
anyone at any level where? You can speak to people at another level.
Then how do you think it's best for us?
Best.
It's mathematically sound.
No, it benefits the vote.
It does not.
The point is,
You're dodging his question. Answer his question.
It's a misunderstanding.
Gentlemen, recognize.
Sergeant Barnes.
Please, so everybody can hear it.
Shut up the actors back there. We just had an impassioned plea from a guy who ate crow saying, would you guys get the hell together and stop fighting with each other about meaningless, pointless stuff? And we all say, yeah! And we all thought it was 3, maybe 4 times, John. But we're never gotten in 4 years, right? All at once. Oh. Now, let's think about what you're saying. Let's think about what we're discussing here. Oh, who's what? We have 4 different districts of different sizes, that they're all Republicans, we're all conservatives, there's no big differences. So which seat's going to get more pull than the others? Okay, that's a concern. Under the old system, one city got more pull than the other. It's fine. This is a simple system. I first saw this last week. It's a simple system where you divide 2 numbers, and there's no favoritism involved, and no matter what the sizes are of the 4 districts, or 10 districts, or 22 districts, everyone has an equal amount based on their representation for getting a chance to be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth.
But that wasn't his question. His question was who else has used this before?
Hold on. I have the floor. The point is, we just got done all agreeing, let's do things the most equal way we can, everyone else can. Now I would sit on one challenge. Does anyone have a more equal way of unifying all 4 districts than the one proposed? The answer will be no, and one of my degrees is mathematics.
Hold on.
Call the question.
Hold on 1 second.
Second.
You need 2/3 to call the question.
Second.
Then you need 2/3 to call the question, and I'm not done with discussion. So if you want to take a roll call vote for 2/3, and look, Matt, I'm not trying to argue with you. My point is trying to I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. I'm saying you're bringing a rule change that happened to seen over a week ago, and we haven't seen until just now.
Point of order. Point of order. The question has been moved to call the question, and that's been seconded. Now you said it takes a 2/3 vote, so now we need to vote on that. That's the motion on the floor. Call the question. Am I correct, Bob?
The motion is to
roll call vote.
No.
Motion to close discussion on the rules. All those in favor?
Roll call vote. Roll call. Roll call. Oh, come on. Roll call vote.
The secretary will have a roll call vote.
You could just answer the question.
I did answer.
No, you didn't. That's not the question.
Which one is it, Delaney? Which guy is it?
It wasn't like written out. I had to read it a couple times. That's the whole idea. What number is it?
The question is to close discussion on the rules. The call was for division. We'll have a vote. The chair
will select standing, in favor, or opposed. All those in favor of closing discussion on the rules, please stand.
Did you get a parliamentarian?
The teller should count. This is closed discussion on the rules. I'll need the tellers to count votes, please.
I'm going to make a motion that we,
Okay, everyone who is in favor, please be seated. Everyone who is opposed to closing discussion on the rules, please stand. What are you doing? These are people who are opposed to close, who want continuing discussion on the rules, please stand. The chair finds the motion to close discussion on the rules is passed.
Objection to the record.
Your objection is noted. Now we
really enjoyed serving with your state rep, really did. It's great, brother.
We have a motion, do we have support? The motion is to approve the rules. We have motion and support. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
nay.
The ayes have it. Thank you. All right. Now, we can move on to the important business of the convention, which is to, we should receive the report on credentials. Julie, I think we've already received this point of information. What information?
Correct me if I'm wrong, did you already appoint parliamentarians?
No, we'll do that. That's you're correct. We'll appoint those positions at this point. The permanent chair will appoint a permanent parliamentarian, a sergeant at arms, and a head teller and tellers. I appoint Bob Marone as my permanent parliamentarian. Sergeant at arms, Dow Shackelford here.
Right here.
Thank you. Permanent head teller. Let's do Randy Bird, Sharon Bird, Diane Stamp, and Dave Stamp as our permanent tellers. Okay. Now this is supposed to be, what's that? Yes, if those people could come down, the parliamentarian, issue the oath of office, the sergeant at arms and the head teller, if you could come down, or we'll come to you. Actually, just take a seat, raise your hand. Repeat after me, please. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States. Go ahead.
I do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of, and then state your office.
I will
According to the best of my ability.
discharge
So, from the best of my ability.
best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you. All right, now the next order of business is to provide direction to the location of sub-caucuses, the rules and procedure for sub-caucuses, and the number of delegates and alternates to be selected. I think traditionally, Livonia being the largest caucus has met in the front here. Plymouth being the second largest I think we're going to meet on this side. Okay? Second large section. So Livonia's going to meet in the front. And then Canton should meet sort of by this side. And my compatriots in Northville will go out in the hall. Okay, you don't mind? There are 4 separate locations. Again, your chairs are Ed McCall in Northville, Ken Kreider in Livonia, Steve Orsini in Canton, and Chuck Kearney in Plymouth. Okay. Hey, whoa. Before it goes anywhere, let's talk about exactly what you have to do.
Information, I got
information.
When you say Northville, you mean the city
and township. Cities and townships go together.
You mean city and township?
Correct. City and township, they always go together. The sub-caucuses must report back with a list of delegates. They do not have to be in rank order. These are state delegates. The alternates have to be with ranked order. So in Northville, we will have 9 names, and then those are the state delegates, and then numbers 1 through 9 in alternates. That has to be reported back. The first order of business of your sub-caucus is to elect a permanent chair of the sub-caucus. You do the same thing we did just here. Okay. The next order of business in your sub-caucus is to elect a sub-caucus secretary. The chairman, sub-caucus permanent chairman, selects tellers and a parliamentarian if they so choose, or you can come back and we can raise parliamentary issues within the convention. You must, sub-caucus chairs, you must ask the delegates in attendance whether they want to attend state convention. Because generally, I think we have a list of who wants to come and who doesn't already, but you can ask that. You can, this is the most important one. When you get into your sub-caucus, the method that you use to choose delegates and alternates is up to the sub-caucus. Everything and anything has been used in the past, as I understand it. They've used drawing straws, votes, lots. Some in Oakland County, they did it in reverse order of who went last. So if you went last time, you didn't go this time. Those are voted on by the sub-caucus. Please record the names of those parties and the method that you use. Okay? When you do that, you make a vote. And then you're going to return that information to the permanent secretary. Point of order, point of information.
Yeah, the convention rules state that, the state party rules state that there are individuals who are not present this evening that will have expressed an interest in going to state convention. They were to notify the chairman of the Wayne 11th prior to tonight's meeting. Do you have that list, and have you distributed that to the individual caucus chairs that you've named so that they can let everyone know these are eligible people to vote for this evening?
Yes, Julie has that. They're divided into each category. We also, thanks for reminding me, because your good friend and the head of our Republican Party is a Northville person she threw her name into, because although she's the head of the Republican Party, she does not get an automatic seat at the state convention. The state confirmed that for us. So we'll vote on that and get it over. But yes, the answer is yes, we do have that. Those have been divided up into the different sections. So if you are a sub-caucus chair, you should have 4 or 5 or 6 emails from people saying, hey, I can't make county, but I'd like to go to state. So you get to vote for those. Okay, so do we have any lack of clarity as to what the sub-caucus will look like? Hearing none, do we have a motion to recess the convention and enter sub-caucus? Second. Motion second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The full convention stands in recess.